What is going on, guys? Johnny here. Welcome back to another Infinite Warfare video. Now, before we actually get started here, I just want to apologize for the lack of videos. It's been a hectic week, but as you guys know, May, college and finals, it's all done with, so we can get back to producing better quality, more regular Call of Duty content for you guys. And I actually want to do more gameplays, and I have a few stashed that I just need to edit, and I can't wait to get those out to you guys. But yes, I do apologize for the lack of videos, but we are back. We are going to be comparing the Rpr Bosozoku versus the Rpr. So first off, before we get into it, let's actually break down some of the base stats and how these guns are the same. First off, the movement speed is consistent at 98% in both SMG and in AR mode, which is actually really good. I mean, this is an SMG by default, and I like the fact that you can run around with SMG speeds in AR mode because, like I said, it is primarily an SMG by default and it's in the SMG category. So now let's get into the damage. As of course, all SMGs tend to have 3 to 4 damage profiles. This one's no different. This deals 30, 23, 19, and 16 damage in SMG mode, and in AR mode this deals 34 and 30 damage. So that's going to be a 3 to 4 shot kill in AR mode, and of course in SMG mode it's going to be between 4 and 7 shots to kill depending on how far away you are. And also the cost of both of these are now 4,000 salvage. So now it used to be that the Rpr Bosozoku, you could only get it from the Quartermaster collection, but of course with the introduction of the Auger and the Trencher, and of course those variants that those guns tend to come with, they are in the Quartermaster collection, so you need to get lucky to get those out of a supply drop. This one actually got moved into the prototype lab, and you can now craft it for 4,000 salvage as it is epic. And speaking of epic, the epic perk on this guy is actually called Below the Belt. And what that does is it does increase damage towards the groin instead of the head. Now that description means a whole lot once you break down a few things. First off, SMGs don't get the option of getting high caliber or hollow point to them, okay? You cannot put that attachment on any SMG in the game. And on top of that, the headshot multiplier on SMGs across the board is 1.1, meaning that you're not going to get any extra damage. You're going to get minimal extra damage to the head, and that's not going to change it in any way. However, once you start looking at this perk and the amount of damage it does, it deals 1.35 to the groin. Okay, that's a high caliber, and that, or like a hollow point to the head, or you know, the other head, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna make too many corny jokes like that. That's probably gonna be the only one. That is a whole bunch of difference. Okay, so that bumps up the damage profiles in SMG mode to 40, 31, 25, and 21 when you're aiming towards the groin, and in AR mode it bumps it up to 45 and 40. Now unfortunately that's still gonna be a 3-shot kill at all ranges. However, all you need is 1 shot to the head or to the groin, if you know what I mean, and then 2 shots to the body. That's all you're gonna need with the AR mode at those longer ranges. And Jesus, dude, this is actually pretty good. And also, it only makes a lot of sense because you're going to get more consistent kills. Because whenever you're aiming for the groin, it's typically a bigger area on the hitbox. And then on top of that, whenever you are shooting somebody, you are going to get shot at. That's typically how Call of Duty works. And there is flinch. So now, whenever you're aiming at the head and then you flinch, your bullets just shoot into the air, so that's just a waste of ammunition. However, when you are playing with the Bosozoku and you're aiming at their groin and you flinch, you are going to flinch into their torso or into their lower stomach, and you are still going to be landing your shots, and that can only help you if you are going towards, you know, the maximum damage area in the groin. That is actually really good once you actually start to break it down and think about it, because I realized this gun was giving me very consistent kills because I was going for the groin just to get this gameplay, and I realized that, yo, that actually comes in very handy, especially with the flinch that I just described. And on top of that, it has the common perk of stability, which gives you a -3% view kick, and on top of that, stacks with foregrip, which gives you a net -10% view kick, and it's very noticeable on this gun. Oh my god, it is so noticeable. So right here, what you're looking at is SMG and AR recoil patterns with and without foregrip on the Bosozoku. As you can see here, the stability perk actually really does help it out. a bit, but once you stack that with the foregrip, Jesus, oh my god, this thing is actually very controllable and it's very stable, and it's actually very good. It becomes one of the more accurate guns in the game, depending on how nice your shot is. So that is actually really good by all means. Oh my god, I can't get over this gun because it's honestly very, very good. So in case you couldn't tell by now, 100% do go for the Bosozoku. It is such a good weapon, and especially with the stability perk, and then on top of that, sticking with the foregrip, this can only do good things for you. And like I said, I gave you that whole miniature breakdown of the flinch and aiming at the groin. That is actually very good. This gun is the most consistent RPR in the game. It's the most consistent Ripper in the game, and it's actually very, very good. Now, speaking of Ripper, let's get into the Ripper. So now the Ripper is a cheeky OG throwback to Call of Duty Ghost, and the Ripper that was actually introduced there as a DLC weapon for Season Pass holders. And now this guy actually has the epic perk Reckless, which gives you an increased fire rate, and it has the common perk Focus, which gives you a minus 50% idle sway. So there's honestly not too much depth with this gun. It just shoots faster, and that's pretty much it. However, this gun, I gotta say, it's not very good. Before we actually get into breaking down why it's not very good, let me tell you what the fire rate on this bad boy is. In the SMG mode, it takes the fire rate from 909 rounds per minute all the way up to 954 rounds per minute, and it is extremely noticeable. Oh my god, you can really notice it right off the bat, and of course it has the recoil to go with it. You might have noticed that with the last gameplay I wasn't using an optic attachment because you know, really it wasn't necessary, and the iron sights are actually pretty good. They're not obstructive and they're pretty clean. Unfortunately, I find myself having to use an optic sight with the Ripper just because it gives me that little more stability and accuracy because of the amount of recoil that it has. Oh my god, this is the recoil patterns for the Ripper with and without foregrip. It doesn't matter how you spin it, it's pretty bad. It has a ton of recoil. However, I mean, there's a bright side to it, and that is that it kills extremely quick. And unfortunately, it took me like 4 games to get a decent gameplay with it because it's just not very good. And unfortunately, one of the caveats with this gun is that the Reckless perk only applies in SMG mode. It does not increase the AR fire rate, and that is very unfortunate because I really feel that that would have given this gun that extra edge and would have made it possibly worth 4,000 salvage. Unfortunately, it's not, because you do not get that extra fire rate in the assault rifle mode. It is only good for the SMG mode, and so that's always a damn shame. And so for that reason, I gotta say that this gun really honestly isn't worth it. It was really good for like the first month when the game launched because it had, you know, the same amount of recoil as the base, and so you could just throw on a foregrip and you were just melting people across the map. You could map them. However, the devs saw all of the complaints that were coming out of the community, and unfortunately they give it so much recoil. It's up there with the Hornet. It's pretty bad. However, there's really nothing else to say about this gun. It's depthless. There's really no depth that goes into this gun. It shoots faster, only in SMG mode. It looks like the OG Ripper from Ghost, and it has a lot of recoil. That's pretty much all there is to it, which is unfortunate. But as I said earlier in the video, 100% do not spend your salvage on the Ripper. It is not a very good gun. I honestly don't see it in game at all really often. This is probably the first time I've seen it in game, and that's only because I'm using it. However, all of that being said, the Bosozoku is the one to go for. Stability, top of that, you get the groin damage multiplier, and that can only help you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this was kind of sloppy. I'm kind of rusty. I really need to make videos every day to really keep the mojo going, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video. If you like what you see, maybe browse the channel, maybe you like some of my gameplays like this video right here. And, you know, see you guys next time. Peace.